Who doesn't love bread when it's layered with all the goodies that there is, from mustard and mayo, chicken and ham, to cheese and veggies? And you're probably right if you say a sandwich is that food that everybody just agrees on, not only for its satisfying taste, but also because it's one of the simplest and most versatile breakfast options. I mean, it's even reported that roughly about 50% of Americans eat sandwiches every day. But sadly, not everyone knows how to stack up a sandwich like a pro. And no, it's not just about the bread, fillings, and spread. There's more to it. So let's dive right into making the perfect sandwich. The foundation: choosing the perfect bread. Just like a strong foundation is crucial for building a firm structure, the choice of bread is also the first and most important step in creating a sandwich masterpiece. Whether it's soft and pillowy, crusty and chewy, or thin and crisp, the choice of bread can make or break the whole experience. And for many, the classic white or whole wheat bread is the only option here. But gone are those days when plain old white bread was the only standard for making sandwiches. Today, you can make your sandwich with just about any bread variety of your choice. From tortillas, baguette, or ciabatta to pita and flatbread, the list goes on. But that's not all. The freshness of your bread also greatly determines the taste, so you'd want to avoid the sad, limp, and moldy loaves. Instead, go for freshly baked bread, and if you're not planning to use it right away, then consider popping it in the freezer to keep it at its peak. Oh, and of course, for those with dietary preferences, there are fantastic gluten-free bread options made from rice, corn, or other grains that are just as scrumptious as their calorie-packed counterparts. The spread: elevating the game with the right sauces. Let's talk about sauces. Picture this: you've got the perfect bread and a tantalizing array of fillings ready to go. But first, it's time to unleash the sauces and condiments: mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup, and barbecue sauce. Mustard brings the zing, mayo adds that luscious creaminess, ketchup brings the sweet tang, and barbecue sauce, oh boy, that's a smoky, saucy party right there. We're not stopping at the classics. We're going rogue with homemade sauces too. You can add an aioli, a garlic and mayo sensation that pairs perfectly with roasted veggies or seafood. Or pesto, anyone? Fresh basil, pine nuts, Parmesan, and olive oil that transport your taste buds straight to the Mediterranean. Need some heat? Whip up some chipotle mayo and pepper sauce. Smoky, spicy, and perfect with grilled beef. Now, here's a pro tip. When it comes to spreads, less is more. We want to dance with flavor, not drown in it. 2 rules to follow. First, don't skimp. Second, spread it in moderation and all the way to the edges of the bread, making sure that every bite is well coated with sauces. The fillings. Now, this is the main event and where the magic happens. First up, the proteins. Think of succulent slices of roasted turkey, hearty roast beef, or perfectly grilled chicken marinated to perfection. And of course, how could you forget your vegetables? The crunchy, colorful goodness of veggie. Crisp lettuce, juicy tomatoes, cool cucumbers, vibrant bell peppers, and a kick of red onions. They're all here to make your taste buds tingle with so much deliciousness. Something creamy. When talking creamy, there's only one thing that comes to mind: cheese. Melt in your mouth Swiss, tangy cheddar, creamy mozzarella, or the bold taste of feta. You name it, and it goes in too. But if you like just a little bite of your cheese, then opt for a sharp cheddar or something in the blue cheese or gorgonzola family. But why stop at just cheese? Heard of avocado slices in your sandwich? Now that's the real game changer. Not only is it creamy and melts perfectly in the mouth, it's also a great healthy option. Something tangy. A touch of acid doesn't hurt anybody, right? Whether it be a squeeze of citrus or a drizzle of balsamic vinegar, it helps balance the flavors in recipes. And sandwiches are no exception. So try out a slaw dressed with vinaigrette, a few dill pickle slices, chopped briny olives, pickled jalapenos, or even kimchi. Something crunchy. Okay, you could skip this part, but it's particularly necessary when using softer bread. The best options here that help you to achieve that crunch when you bite into a sandwich are cucumber slices, crisp lettuce, and carrots. Want to take it a step higher? Then go crazy with some potato or pita chips for that perfect crunch. The layering, achieving the perfect presentation. Recall earlier that I said making a sandwich is not just about throwing in the sauces and fillings onto the bread. It's deeper than that. The first rule of thumb is to create a moisture barrier. No one likes a soggy sandwich, right? A spread of butter or mayo on the bread acts as a protective shield and prevents the fillings from turning the bread into a mushy mess. Next up, the protein takes center stage. Whether it's juicy slices of roasted turkey, tender roast beef, or marinated grilled chicken, placing the protein in the middle ensures that its taste gets evenly distributed throughout the sandwich. This way, you won't have a few bites with all the flavor and others with just bread and veggies. Now it's time for the cheese and veggies to join the party. Placing them on top of the protein protects the bread from the moisture of the sauces that come next. Plus, this strategic layering allows the cheese to melt slightly while binding all the ingredients together with its creamy goodness. Sauces and spreads are the finishing touches to elevate the sandwich to the next level. You can spread them on the opposite slice of bread or directly on the veggies for maximum impact. Remember, moderation is key here. Too much sauce can overpower the other flavors, so use just the right amount to complement the fillings. Grilled versus cold sandwich? Here comes the big question: to grill or not to grill? Firstly, the warmth factor is a crucial aspect that can transform a sandwich from ordinary to extraordinary. Grilling a sandwich has its undeniable allure, that satisfying crunch as you bite into the toasted bread, followed by the melty goodness of the fillings, is a feeling that is better experienced than told. However, not all sandwiches are meant to be grilled. Some sandwiches, like fresh deli subs with cold cuts, salads, or delicate ingredients, deserve to be enjoyed in their natural chilled state. Imagine a refreshing veggie wrap filled with crisp lettuce, cucumbers, and juicy tomatoes. Grilling it would rob it of its light and refreshing appeal. Also, the warmth factor depends on the type of bread used. Some bread, like sourdough or ciabatta, tastes perfect when grilled and achieves a delightful crustiness. On the other hand, delicate or very thin bread might not fare well on the grill. It could become too crispy or even burnt. But for those who can't decide between warm and cold, these pressed sandwiches are lightly grilled, toasting the bread and slightly warming the fillings without losing their fresh charm. Finally, let's not forget about the visual appeal. We eat with our eyes first, after all. Take a moment to arrange the sandwich thoughtfully and attractively on the plate. A well-organized sandwich not only looks inviting, but also enhances the dining experience. So, stack the layers with care, and perhaps garnish the plate with a sprig of fresh herbs or a side of colorful pickles for that extra touch. The best part of sandwich making is that you get to be the boss of your creation.